thumbs up if my audio sounds good. I always gotta check it. You know what I mean? I always want to make sure that you all hearing my aggressively aggressive voice. Words are hard. Get this music turned down a little bit. That way we can all heal each other. Heal and heal each other. We can heal one another. Picture is crooked, you're crooked. Music is higher than voice. I know. I turned it down. Turn it down even more. There we go. Welcome to another live stream, weirdos. It's Thursday night. It's the end of my work week. So I'm going to have a fantastic beverage. Unlike previous live streams, this has got some of Grandpa's cough medicine in there. Delicious. Drinking a fantastic drink. What are you drinking? I'm drinking something that is the opposite of low mornings. You know what I'm talking about? Fantastic. All right. Well, we're going to talk about some stuff today. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is the United States sailor that got arrested. I don't know if the FBI arrested him. I just heard about this a little bit ago. A friend sent it to me. I'm going to be learning about it as you learn about it. We're going to go through some of the news articles. I got to Google them. Regarding a U.S. sailor that has been leaking documents to China in regards to Taiwan. China. Other places you don't want to leak things to, it's China. So we're going to be talking about that. We're also going to go over, I think we're going to do some positive stuff today, right? Nothing's all doom and gloom, right? There's a POB out there for everybody. Well, for some people. And one of them's going to be Vincent. I had to write it down. Vincent Sperania, a World War II veteran that was with the 101. And he's one badass fella. So we're going to do that. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys a little something that I think is super neat. Let's see if it's still there. I got to update it. Window. Where's the window? Where is it? Boom. 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 This video is sponsored by KIA Memorial Ruck March. That's right. This August 19th, myself and a couple hundred badass veterans are going to be doing a ruck march in order to raise food for veteran charities. Raise food and money for veteran charities in Western New York and Buffalo. And you can see it's all right here. It's going to be at Chestnut Ridge in Orchard Park, New York. It's just south of the city of Buffalo. So if you happen to live in Jersey or New York City, what was it, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, even Philly, East Coast, Virginia, Ohio, shoot, Chicago's not that far. Come on down. It's only a couple hours of a drive, and we're going to hang out. We're going to get the Merv together. We're going to get the Merv all boozed up, all liquor full, and we're going to put that liquor inside you. So go ahead, register yourself or register a team. There is a big-ass trophy at the end. It is a competition. What's the point of us remembering our veteran friends that have fallen and having a drink to them if we can't brag about who's better at rucking? I know that's what they would do. Also, this old crack house is a fantastic sponsor with Grill Your Ass Off seasonings from Texas. Grill your ass off with a little bit of better than crack. Delicious. Delicious rub for your meat. I put it on brisket. It's the best on brisket, and I love it on steaks too. Filet mignon. Ooh. A little bit of filet. But that's enough. Let's get into things. William Jefferson Clinton is texting me right now. It's fantastic. He's in the chat. Said Willie gets the first super chat. My in-law's Filipino, so I gotta know, what's your favorite Philippines food? Lumpia. Is it lumpia or lumpia? It's basically the best egg roll that anybody's ever had. And they have this delicious sweet and savory sauce that you dip the lumpia in. And it's, I have eaten over a dozen at a time. Joe Coy, the comedian, talks about how his people have the best egg roll. He's Filipino as well. And it's the lumpia. It's absolutely delicious. But let's get into one of these stories that we're trying to get a hold of today. Let's see what's frickin' going down. Fifth Circuit brace ruling based. Glad he wasn't Air Force. I'm not sure. Are we kicking out the brace rule? Is the brace allowed now? I do enjoy the amendment that happens to be second, but it's almost second to none. Almost. Let's see, military.com. You know, let's go back. Let's open up a new window. That way, we know what's going on, and we can come back. We can check and see other things. Taiwan detains Army officer. Ooh, an officer. Suspected of leaking military secrets to China. Another day, another leak. Sacred assault. I mean, yeah, you're holding the flag, but that doesn't have to do anything. Taipei, Taiwan. Taiwan has detained an Army officer and several collaborators. That means potentially Chinese. I would say potentially Chinese. If they're saying several collaborators along with an Army officer, that most likely means that there's only one Army or U.S. military individual involved, and the rest would be non-U.S. military personnel. The several collaborators. On suspicion of handing military secrets to China, the Defense Ministry said Wednesday that oh my God, a lieutenant colonel named Sai, a fucking light colonel. That goes deep. That means somebody's getting paid. And light colonels have access to a significant amount of things. If he's not a battalion commander, let's say that he was a battalion commander, depending on what he was in charge of, yeah, sure, he might have some interesting information. But if he's a lieutenant colonel that's up at like division, that's going up and actually meeting, you know, working for generals, etc., he could have his hands on a lot of interesting national defense secrets. Defendants were suspected of having been recruited by China to leak national defense secrets and other information. The detentions come as military tensions between China continue to rise, of course. China claims self-ruled Taiwan as its own territory. The One China policy, for those of you that don't know. Great Britain, this is very simple. Great Britain gave China and Taiwan, or was in China and Taiwan, and didn't want to give up Taiwan to China when it pulled out. And so they decided that instead of Taiwan, which was used to being under British rule for quite a long period of time, and I'm being very general here, they didn't want to go and become, I don't want to say completely communist, but they didn't enjoy the Chinese form of government at the time. So they did the China One policy, the One China policy, which is, like I just said, in a very dull nutshell, very simple, is that they have two separate forms of government, but they are both one China. So that's whenever you see like people saying, you know, we love the Taiwanese people, or we say that Taiwan is autonomous, the China gets super, super upset because they're supposed to be one China. They're supposed to still fall underneath the Chinese Communist Party. Or what's it? Is it CCP? Chinese Communist Party? I believe that's correct. All right. Tsai is also suspected of developing a spy organization of current and retired military personnel tasked with collecting intelligence for China. Bro, you are going to jail for a long time. According to the Taipei Times newspaper, which quoted unnamed prosecutors with Taiwan's High Prosecutor's Office, the office did not immediately answer emailed questions about the case. Why would they? You're a news source, so you don't need to know everything. The Ministry of National Defense is saddened and severely condemns the small number of unscrupulous people who violated the duty of defending the country and committed such crimes as betraying the people of this country. The Defense Ministry said. A retired Army major, wow, and 3 other people have also been questioned in the case and released on bail between 20,000 new Taiwan dollars, $630, that's not a lot, and 600,000 new Taiwanese dollars, $19,000 bail. Okay, that's not bad. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're getting some stuff going on. Last month, Taiwanese authorities detained 5 people, including a Chinese yo-yo instructor, on suspicion of spying for China. Let's read that one more time. Last month, Taiwanese authorities detained 5 people, including a Chinese yo-yo instructor on suspicion of spying for China. Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. See. So this guy, it could have been him. It could have been him. Look at him. He's a yo-yo instructor. He's spying for China. That's what China's doing now. Could you imagine this guy just being like, hey man, check out these cool doodads. Look at me. I'm walking the dog. I'm doing this thing, Eiffel Tower, right? We're doing all this cool stuff. And now I'm spying for China. Look at this cool yo-yo. Look at this cool yo-yo going up and down. Don't mind me. Just taking these documents over here. Oh, the yo-yo again. More documents. You see that? Look at that ugly untwist. You know, he's probably had documents stuffed in his yo-yo. That does not sound like I intended. Listen, kids, don't shove secret documents in your yo-yo. All right? Your yo-yo's not meant for that. Your yo-yo, you're meant to play with your yo-yo. Oh, now I sound like one of those people. Kids, don't play with your yo-yo in front of me or anybody. Don't let anybody touch your yo-yos. Listen, weirdos, don't let anybody touch your yo-yos without your permission. Because if somebody touches your yo-yo without your permission, they could be trying to steal secret documents for China. China. So make sure that you keep your yo-yos safe, weirdos. All right, lock up your yo-yos. What's that thing called? I need you to do yo-yo abstinence, okay, gang? I need you to no longer flick your yo-yos in public with other strangers. I need you to grasp your yo-yos alone in your room so that no Chinese people can spy on your yo-yos, okay? If you want to drop your yo-yo up and down and you want to swing your yo-yo all around, swing it up and down to Chinatown. No, don't swing it up and down to Chinatown because you'll be a potential spy. Whoop the tiger. You get the horns. Interrogating a yo-yo instructor. Imagine the back and forth. I mean, there's going to be some highs and lows, some ups and downs. They're really going to take you for a stroll. Oh my God, my super chat's just completely deleted. There you go. 2 U.S. soldiers. Let's see. Sean says 2 U.S. soldiers were just arrested for leaking items to China as well. I don't know if I can do more stand downs. China isn't your friends, folks. If you don't know what a stand down is, a stand down is when an entire military branch or division, brigade, etc., a large body of military personnel decide to stop what they're doing. All training stops, okay? And you get training on something specific. Like this. Hey, how about we don't spy for a country that's moving a bunch of the, what do you call it, like chemical precursors to fentanyl down to Mexico so that the cartels can move it up and kill a whole bunch of Americans. And if I'm not mistaken, I got to get the fat electrician on here one time because I always talk about some of these things that happen in the military aspect, and he has a very finite, or I shouldn't say finite, he's a very broad military history knowledge. And China has done that before with a separate drug, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't just, like it's fentanyl now, but I think it was like crack back then. Like China was trying to somehow, or marijuana, I forget, was somehow trying to get United States citizens so high and stupid that they would just overdose on stuff and then fall away to the wayside. 2 cups, 1 string, says Adam. So if there's an Army officer, says Vile, leaking info to two Navy guys leaking info. I've only read about the sailors leaking info until now. What the fuck? Yeah, it says that it was a retired Army major. 3 other people are being questioned, but the current military member is a Army lieutenant colonel. Lieutenant Colonel name. Say it could be a Marine. It could. So Lieutenant Colonel is either Army, Marine, or Air Force. Could be Air Force too. Because in the Navy, they're like commander or lieutenant commander. The Navy's officer ranks are weird. They decided they wanted to be different. Clark says, Private Potato probably got catfished by a Chinese hacker online who said she'd be his boyfriend or girlfriend if he sent them classified information.
Oh no! I got tricked by the Chinese again. First they got my passwords, now they have my passport. Oh God. Now they have my entire identity. Oh. I should have never left Utah.
Let's see what else we got. 1 hour ago. So that was a day ago. PBS might have something new. 8 hours ago. Portland Press. Yeah, I really give a shit about what they think. 2 U.S. Navy sailors arrested on charges. So this is an update. So we've got an update now, all right? So it started that way. Now, where are you, PBS? PBS NewsHour. 2 Navy sailors arrested on charges tied to national security in China. Let's go. San Diego? 2 U.S. Navy sailors have been arrested and accused of providing sensitive military information to China, including details on wartime exercises, naval operations, and critical technical material, federal officials said Thursday. That's today. This is only put forward a couple hours ago. 2 sailors, both based in California. So then one guy was in Taiwan. The lieutenant colonel was in Taiwan. And now there's 2 more stateside? I wonder if he was a part of that recruiting thing. Because they were saying... where is it? Where it's suspected developing? Here we go. Sai, who up here is that lieutenant colonel, surname Sai. Sai is also suspected of developing a spy organization of current and retired military personnel to tasked with collecting intelligence from China. So here we go. I wonder if these 2 U.S. Navy sailors were a part of that. 2 sailors based in California were charged with similar moves to provide sensitive intelligence to the Chinese, but they were separate cases, and it wasn't clear if the 2 courted or paid. If the 2 were courted or paid by the same Chinese intelligence officer as part of a larger scheme. Federal officials at a news conference in San Diego declined to specify whether the sailors were aware of each other's actions. They better start squealing. If they want to get a... Bro, you're screwed. Start doing... Clark asked if the leaked information for the blueprints of the USS Potato, the first ship in the USS. What do you think the first U.S. Space Force ship is going to be called? United States, because it's what USS United States ship so and so for the Navy, right? It's going to be United States ship so and so for the Space Force. I wonder what the first Space Force ship would be called. I mean, in the future, regardless of, you know, if Trump is alive or not, or how you feel about him, he created the Space Force. There is going to be some sort of USS Donald Trump somewhere in the future in the Space Force. There has to be. Thanks for your service there, FIFA King. Glad you got out after 8 years. Could have stayed for longer, though. Nothing wrong staying in longer. Have some fun. Let's go with this. U.S. officials expressed concern about the espionage threat they say the Chinese government poses, bringing criminal cases in recent years against Beijing intelligence operatives who have stolen sensitive government information, commercial information, including through illegal hacking. Yeah, there's a big issue where it says commercial information. There is a massive issue with China just completely ignoring all copyrights and stealing intellectual properties from United States citizens, companies, like I said, copyrights, patents, etc. So let's say that you make some sort of new doodad, and it's a nifty Tamagotchi-like thing, right? You made a little new Tamagotchi. Oh, look at this Tamagotchi. China looks at it and says, well, that's pretty neat. Let's take it. Let's reverse engineer it by like breaking it down and taking it apart. We can figure out what it is and how it works. And then we're just going to make it super, super cheap. And then you're screwed. You might have a high quality, amazing item, but now China just blackballed you with their cheap, stinky plastic. Have you ever gotten something from Harbor Freight that is ultra cheap Chinese and it just reeks like bad stank plastic? I know I have. I call for the first Space Force ship to be the USS Trunnion. Trunnion, Brendan, Trunnion. What do you think of the YouTube channel Habitual Line Crosser? Oh, he's hysterical. I think you would enjoy his content if you haven't heard of him. I have. I have his number. He's a cool guy. I enjoy his stuff. And he's been exploding with the take the eyes and mouth off and talk shit as different countries and military equipment. I really love it. It's super creative. Crimea River. That's a great name, guy. And guys like this do kill people. Pair of cases also comes on the heels of another insider threat prosecution tied to the U.S. military with the Justice Department in April. Arrested shooting, yeah, okay, whatever, about the Russia war. Yeah, that moron Massachusetts Air National Guardman. I did a video about him. Fucking doofus. I need to show off to my internet friends, and they're not going to know how cool I am unless I tell them all the secrets that I'm supposed to not tell. On Discord, yep. Made a video about that one. Go ahead and check that out. Come on back. Have a great time. I'll even put a link right there. No, here. I'm going to put a link. I'm going to put a link right here. So when you're watching this later, you can go and click that little link and then come right back. Though the alleged crimes committed by these defense sensitive military information ended up in the hands of the People's Republic of China, U.S. Attorney Randy Grossman of the Southern District of California, he had the charges demonstrate the Chinese government's determination to obtain information that is critical to our national defense by any means, so it could be used to their advantage. If I Google search the USS Essex and why, there's an article from the DOJ about it. Is there? Or are you just making me like look for porn? Let's see. So is this the kid's name? Is the Y? Navy SEAL San Diego based in the U.S. arrest and charge of espionage. 22-year-old, yeah, Jinko Y. Also known as Patrick Y. That's a jump. Y serves a machinist's mate. Ooh, so he would know the inner workings of a naval vessel? Am I to assume that correctly, Ronnie? The espionage is reserved for the most serious circumstances involving the passage of national defense information intended to harm the United States and benefit foreign power. Y admitted to his handler. Oh, this is great. We're getting deep into it. Good job, Ronnie. Y admitted to his handler that he knew this activity would be viewed as spying and could affect his pending citizenship application. He's not even a fucking citizen? Dude. You piece of shit. Listen, before anybody thinks that I don't want people who don't look like me in this country, there are people that don't look like me that absolutely belong in this country. What I'm saying here, what I'm amazed at, this is where my brain is going, is that there are a lot of people that have come from not so great circumstances all across the world, and some of them in normal, average Eastern European, Western European homes who just see America as a land of opportunity because it's so much easier for Americans to cross the line from lower to middle to upper class than it is in other countries. And they see that and they want that for themselves and they say, I want to be an American citizen. How can I be an American citizen? They get a green card. They start to serve like for the United States military. They serve in the United States military. They serve for the United States. They serve the United States by serving in the military. And then they gain a path to citizenship, and it's fantastic. It's amazing. You got Brits that do it. You got Germans. You got Polacks, right? It's not just, you know, people from the Asian continent or African continent. Although I think I went to basic training with a couple kids from Ghana. So it's a fantastic path. And this fucking guy is ruining it. I would be viewed as a spy. This could possibly affect my pending citizenship application. Dude. One, why are you fucking serving in the United States military if you don't even like the country? If you're so willing to spy on it for what I would assume is probably peanuts. Why would you even join? Why would you even say, hey, you know what? America's a cool place to be. Maybe I should be a citizen. If you're going to immediately just spy on the country. Like, there's that. Like, what? And then why serve, right? Why say I want to be an American and if you're just going to fuck us over? And then on top of that, why even serve in the military to try and gain a faster route to that citizenship if you don't give a shit about the country that you're going to be in? And I know the argument's going to be like, well, he always wanted to do it. It doesn't seem like he always wanted to do it. It seemed like he wanted to be a citizen, whatever. Whether it's for greed or some other reason why, allegedly, he chose to turn his back on his newly adopted country and enter a conspiracy with his Chinese handler. Wei allegedly began communication with the Chinese intelligence officer in February 2022, so last year, a year and a half ago, and provided information about the USS Essex and other ships. You fucking piece of shit. Shoot him. Fucking shoot him. You don't get to live anymore, man. Sorry. Sucks to suck. You decided to put all your chips on red and it ended up on black. The USS Broomstick. Let them fly on something else, like their broomsticks. Out of the Russian Space Corporation. Interesting. SAP denials are skyrocketing even though U.S. citizens were born here for simple mistakes because the zero trust rule is kicking in hard. I'm not familiar with that. Let's get back to our story here. The indictment alleged Wai was asked with passing photos, videos, and documents concerning Navy ships and systems from June to October 2022. Wai allegedly sent at least 56 mechanical and technical manuals of ships to the officer. The officer confirmed with Wai that at least 10 of those manuals were useful for him. Coincided with the arrest of an officer who worked at Naval Base Ventura County and was indicted on similar charges. That other one, Petty Officer Wenheng Zhao, 26, allegedly sent operational plan for a large-scale U.S. military exercise in the Indo-Pacific region to a Chinese information center. That was also paid thousands of dollars for the information, prosecutors allege. Officials declined to comment on whether both sailors were communicating with the same intelligence officer. Listen, gang, I'm going to teach you how to find a spy. You ready? Let's do this. Come here, gang. Come here. Let's get tight. All right. I'm going to teach you ways that you could determine if somebody is spying. Now, it's often I don't want to say accompanied with a lot of money, but we'll just go through this. So one, let's say that your buddy and you hate your job, right? You're in the military, you're just there to make some money. And you know what? We're going to do our 2, 3, 4 years and get out. We're just going to scoot after that. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just gets super interested in everything that has to be about his job in the military. And I'm not talking about like, hey man, I want to better myself, and it's about time that I took this seriously, and I'm gonna change. Like there's an event in his life that causes him to turn that around and look into himself and say, I need to make a change, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying from one day he's like, yo, let's just go get drunk and like go in the bathroom and just try and hide from doing work. And then the next day he's like, dude, where's the training manual for the MLRS system? Hey, what's the do you happen to know like where are these things stored? Like, where can I get this information? Like, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden this guy just starts becoming a hound dog for information. That is one. That's one. That's one. All right. And that's, you know, and if it's accompanied by more of these, then yes, it builds up. But another one, which you're going to love here, is oftentimes people are paid handsomely for, well, I don't want to say handsomely, but they're paid for some information, right? You know, hey, listen, I am Chinese bad guy here, and I am not Patrick, but I mean, yeah, Patrick. The one guy was named Patrick, right? I mean, that's Y. And this guy's Y, right? Got CCP guy here, and then you got Y, Chinese Communist Party, and then you got Y, American Sailor. And he goes, hey, Y, what do you want? How about I give you a couple grand to spy on the American government for me? And Y goes, well, okay, I'd love that. And he takes that money, you know, probably blows the guy a little bit. And then he starts walking around with a lot of spending cash. And you go, wait a second, I know why. He gets paid the same amount as me. He's horrible with his money. He's always buying ramen at this other place, and so he's broke all the time. And now he's buying ramen for like everybody. He doesn't give a shit about it, and somehow he's got money for a car, and money for all this, and money for all that. So when you start seeing these major spikes in spending, but they aren't doing any side jobs, they're not doing any additional work, there's no overtime in the military, then boom. These are things that you need to tell people about. And the cool thing is that it's not hard to track a bank transfer. Or be like, oh, hey, listen, why? You got $5,000 randomly deposited here. Where'd that come from? Came from a friend. Oh, what's your friend's name? What? What's your friend's name? Why? I don't know. Oh, you don't know? You need to come with us. Okay, we're going to put you in a room with no windows for a little while until you decide to talk to us. Okay? Let's offset the budget by letting people bid to pull the hanging lever for traders. It's not a bad idea. I can't believe the thing that's blowing me away, that absolutely sickens me. Y admitted to his handler that he knew this activity would be viewed as spying and could affect his pending citizenship application. Fuck you, dude. Oh, you want to be a citizen? Number one rule of being a citizen of any country. How about you not fucking spy on it? Disgusting. I hope he gets the chair. I hope they put him away for life and he has to eat cock meat sandwiches. Let's do something interesting. Let's do a little bit of change here, right? We got these turds that absolutely suck at life, and they should all be put up against a wall and have a firing squad go at them. Let's do this one. Country singer Craig Morgan re-enlists in the military while on Grand Ole Opry, which is incredible. I guess he got out in like 2008 or 2002, 2008. Then I was like, hey, you know what? I'm a country singer now. That's cool. Screw it. I'm going to come back now. And I can't see his rank, but is he a colonel? I think he's a frickin' colonel. Country singer Craig Morgan re-enlisted in the military Saturday night while on stage at the Grand Ole Opry in hopes of encouraging others to enlist. Good luck, sir. According to news release, Morgan was sworn in the U.S. Army Reserve on stage by U.S. Army Command Forces General Andrew Pappas. Senator Marshall Blackburn joined the stage at the ceremony. Morgan returned the microphone to perform his song, Soldier. I'm excited once again to serve all my hopes and countries. The 59-year-old singer has frequently performed military posts as a milieu. In 2006, Morgan was awarded the USO Merit Award for his support. Morgan began his career in 2000. He's best known for his #1 single, What I Love About a Sunday. What I Love About Sunday. In 2004. Interesting. Let's demonetize this video. Is that him? Man, 2008, it's what? It's 2023, so it's almost 20 years. It's 16 years. Man, time has done a number on us, hasn't it, fella? You went from that to that. Look at those knuckles. Gonna knock you out. That's a country singer. Knock you the fuck out right there. That's a colonel. I can't see what rank he is. What flippin' rank is he? Like, he doesn't have any rank on his sleeves. You would have thought if he was going to be in front of the Grand Ole Opry. Hold on, let's see what rank he is. Wasn't there something like something crazy? Like, what rank is he? Marking the journey, enlisting, re-enlisting, inspiring tale. Craig Morgan, Staff Sergeant. Dave Holliday is saying Staff Sergeant. Well, where the fuck is this rank on his sleeves? He's got. Come on, man. You got room for all your chocolate chips and doodads and awards. Come on, Staff Sergeant. Come on, Staff Sergeant. Let's go. You know you gotta put that rank on your freaking shoulder. Or not your shoulder, but I mean kind of your upper arm, shoulder. What do you call that? Tricep. There we go. You gotta put that shit on your arm. Come on, man. Hey, Moose. My friend Moose said hello. Moose, I've got some exciting news for you, buddy. You might be seeing me. We might be working together again sometime soon. Well, I mean, no, not anytime soon. Maria Divine Mercy is God's end-time prophet. Russia and China will join forces. Like never before, nuclear weapons will be used in Western cities. Michael, I don't know what that means. It sounds crazy, so I'm going to read it again, and I really hope that it is exactly how crazy I think it sounds. Maria Divine Mercy is God's end-time prophet. Russia and China will join forces like never before. Nuclear weapons will be used on Western cities. That sounds like really revelation-y. I'm not going to lie, Michael. I'm not saying that we shouldn't look out for the end of times. But the amount of times that the world is supposed to have ended by people saying weird stuff like that, it's, it not happening has happened a lot more than the people who are saying that it's supposed to happen. K-SWAT, I wholeheartedly support that last super chat. Shit, I wish I knew what it said. Speaking of doing gaming streams, Castlevania anniversary is coming up. I have never played Castlevania. I'm not a gamer. I don't even know if people would watch me play a game. I just sit at and I'd play it and yell at the screen all day. Journey from enlisting the Army in 1986 and re-enlisting the Army Reserves in 2022. He enlisted in 1986. He enlisted before I was born. Interesting. Oh, that's kind of cool. Well, let's do some more positive shit. I mean, I don't think this is super positive because I believe the old guy passed away. Let's see. Vincent. Oh my God. Famed. Get out of here. Stop. Continue. Get out of here. Get away. No. Get away. Famed World War II paratrooper who carried beer in his helmet for wounded U.S. soldier dies. He carried beer in his helmet? I want to know this story. This is motivating. This is United States military history that you need to know. An Army veteran whose impromptu beer run during the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. He went for a beer run in the Battle of the Bulge? Became legendary. He's shown in 2005 at a ceremony in Belgium to commemorate his battle. Sparza died August 2nd. What is that, yesterday? Rest in peace, Finney. For Liberty, North Carolina base unit said in a Twitter post. U.S. Embassy in Brussels calls it a true inspiration for all of us and to many people in the United States and Belgium. Went from New York City to the battlefields of Europe where he fought in the front lines against Nazis and helped liberate concentration camps. His claim to fame occurred during the Battle of the Bulge, in which American troops thwarted the last major German offensive on the Western Front in a fight lasting from December 6th to January 28th. Yeah, but where's the beer? Tell me the beer. Found himself in a foxhole in Bastogne. Oh, Bastogne. I deployed with those guys in Iraq, 2006. He and his fellow soldiers were running short on supplies and ammunition and were surrounded by German forces. Speranza found a working tap at a devastated tavern nearby, and he twice filled his helmet with beer to bring back to injured comrades. His act of kindness would become a celebrated tale in Belgium. Residents had seen his beer-carrying mission, and years later, a brewery in Bastogne created airborne beer, which was served in a helmet-shaped ceramic bowls. That's fucking amazing. That's too cool. I got goosebumps listening to this. Could you imagine, like, being in the middle of a battle? You're like, screw it, man. This place is burnt down. It's fucked. It's got some booze, though. And Belgian beer is delicious. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you be like, screw it. They're not going to miss it. This shit ain't going to stay cold forever. I forget what the life on beer is. How long you can have it. Visiting Bastogne in 2009 said he found his foxhole still there. Dutch and Belgian military officials told him that the legend of his exploits are still told. That's amazing. Airborne beer. Right there. Too cool. Thanks for the love, Rick. Oh, okay, so you're talking about the super chat for hanging traders. Now I get it. Distraction, you say, any other old timers annoyed by hearing BDU instead of Woodland? Dude, I came in and everybody called it BDU. I grew up where everything was a BDU and we had Woodland 3, color or chocolate chip. Yeah, the chocolate chip. Yeah. I just called it BDU. Like, I called everything OCP. I call my stuff OCP now. They're like, no, the old ones are OCP. Now these ones are new OCP. Whatever. Yeah, right? This guy singing Glory, Glory, what a hell of a way to die would be super motivating. Blood on the Risers. After where he focused on being a history teacher and a father, he said during a visit in Northern Arizona University Flagstaff, after being a machine gunner, after being a machine gunner, the happiest guy in a battle, or the happiest guy in a firefight. At the Battle of the Bulge, winning a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, spending 2 decades as a public school teacher, airborne beer is what I'm famous for. He participated in veterans events in Europe during his later years, sharing his stories and experience with younger generations. You know what's crazy is you look at this guy and you say, oh, you know what? He was a substitute teacher, and nobody thinks anything of it. Do you think anybody in his class like asked him about what he did and realized that in the Battle of Bulge he was murking Germans left and right with a machine gun, just laying dudes down as he's getting bombarded with artillery, just trying not to freeze and die for that month and a half? And it makes me think of two things. One, like my generation, how many teachers did we have at high school, grade school, while my generation's growing up, and they were stone cold killers in Vietnam? Just dudes who grew a mustache and had some thick glasses and wanted to be a history teacher or were teaching, you know, algebra or earth science, and they used to be a Green Beret. They got picked up, they went in SOG, they were just like popping in and out of the water, just slice your throat. Bam, gone. Just frogmen. And the second half of that thought is, how many dudes now? I was going to be an English teacher. Now I'm far from the biggest, baddest guy on the block. I'm not saying that I'm one of these guys that are frogmen coming up and slitting people's throats, right? I'm not saying it. But I'm saying if I was going to be, and I was going to be, an English teacher, how many other veterans out there that have seen 10 times more crap or dealt with 10 times more explosions and more TBI than I had are just sharpening sticks at Cub Scout meetings, Girl Scout meetings? Like, hello, Mr. Steve. Oh, hello, ladies. How are you? Some portly dude. He's like 55 now, but like, were we gonna make anything cool today? Oh yeah, we're gonna learn how to crochet. We're gonna crochet some stuff, and crocheting is very important. It's like stitching, and I used to stitch up several of my friends after they had their limbs blown off because I was a combat medic I was an 18 Delta. That's right. Yes, 18 Delta, Special Forces medic, girls. That's right. We're all going to crochet some green berets, and we're going to put on some face paint, and we're going to get the rubber knives, and we're going to start doing knife defense and offensive movements for self-defense, right? And because in Troop 104, Daddy didn't raise no bitches. That's right, kids. Daddy didn't raise no bitches. All right. Get your mouth guards in. Let's go. And just, it'd be great. Buffy Toaster says, at this point, if the history teacher is old, assume he's a vet. You know, ask him. How many dads were in Fallujah? I mean, Iraq was a shitstorm from 2005 and 6 and the initial push. Clark, I teach and I'd pay money to co-teach with Angry Drill Sergeant. You'd see all behavior problems disappear. I mean, yeah, not every problem can be solved with, you know, just yelling. But I think I could run a tight ship as an English teacher. I was going to be a high school English teacher. Can you imagine the amount of fist fights I'd get if I some inner city movie? I just walk in there with a mustache like, hey kids, we're going to learn about commas and the appropriate use of that and then and different tenses. A knife just gets right next to me and I just go, wham, wham, then I just throw it in somebody's book or like I catch it with a book, you know, wah, 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 and I just start bashing people in the head with 2-inch thick social studies books. You know, and then they teach me how to rap, and I'm like, Shakespeare's a lot like rap, guys, you know? It's great. And just saying that they teach me how to rap doesn't necessarily mean any group of persons, all right? Everybody raps. Everybody likes the raps. Eminem, Jay-Z. Last thing I need is for somebody to start questioning me on the stand. What do you mean by inner city and rap? And meh. That actually happened the other day. I think I'll talk about it on the live stream I'm going to be doing Saturday. By the way, I'm going to be doing a live stream, a live podcast with Unsubscribe on Saturday at, oh my gosh, it's an expo. It's something expo in Orlando. And your narrator is going to be there. So it's going to be me, the Unsubscribe podcast guys, Eli Batty, and your narrator. So I have I've saved up a couple interesting stories that I cannot wait to share. Thanks for the clout, Gears and Gadgets. This is phenomenal. What a badass. It's too bad. I tell you what, we are spoiled in that we are a generation that can record anything and everything. And we were just able to capture World War II veterans telling us about the tragedies of war, but also just the I don't want to say the positives that come out of it, but how indestructible the human spirit can be and how it can rise higher when weighed down by tragedy. It's impressive. Like this guy may not have ever realized the greatness of his actions had he not been in Bastogne. Isn't that weird? You know what I mean? It's one of those things that like make you question, like, why do bad things happen to good people? Because maybe you wouldn't be such an amazing old bastard of a 101 guy if something shitty didn't happen to make you an absolutely amazing stud of a person and motivate next generation. Deep thoughts with Angry Cops. You know what else? I kind of want to touch on Niger, but I don't know what's going on there, Primo. I know Niger's got like some sort of coup going on and potentially U.S. led or assisted. I gotta watch what I say because I don't want to mess it up. What did I say? Oh, I just say it's a coup. Oh my god, I hit O twice. It's off topic. Clark says I caught a ROTC kid on his phone once in social studies class. I did a knife hand just for you and shouted, "What is your malfunction, Private Pile?" I don't think he understood what the hell you were saying. You gotta be careful with inside jokes, Clark. International pressure mounted Thursday on leaders of the coup in Niger as the American Secretary of State of the United States stands very much in support of West African leaders who have threatened to use force. International pressure mounted on Thursday on leaders of the coup in Niger as American Secretary of State to the United States stands very much in support of the West African leaders who have threatened to use force to restore the nation's democracy, and Senegal offered troops to help. So we don't like the coup. We're fighting against the coup. Such as anti-French protesters rail in Nigerian capital supporting a ruling junta, U.S. Secretary of State offered general support for the regional bloc known as ECOWAS. Though he did not specifically refer to it as its threat of military action, Blinken told reporters in New York that the U.S. believes the bloc's efforts to reinstate toppled President Mohamed Bazoum are important, strong, and have our support. Interesting. His foreign affairs minister said the country would participate in a military intervention if something decides to take action. Senegalese soldiers have to go. These coups d'etats must be stopped. Yeah, what's going on with Africa? It's like every other year, there are 2 or 3 countries that are just revolting to another. We're trying to collect all those free gold giveaways from Nigerian princes. Guys! Oh my god! The princes! They're coming back into power! That's why they're here! That's why this coup is happening! Because the Nigerian princes, who have all that gold, that were emailing our parents and grandparents in the late 90s and early 2000s, are trying to finally gain back their power so that we can get paid millions of dollars! Holy shit! Get out of here, AP. Oh man, interesting. I want to look into this Niger thing a little bit more. Maybe talk about it next week. I might even make a video on it. That Nigerian gold thing sounds like a really good joke that I could take and run with. Thank you, Clark. If I make a video on it, I owe you a POV. But on that note, weirdos, before I leave, feel free to join me in the Merv, August 19th. Chestnut Ridge, Orchard Park, New York. We're gonna have a blasty blast. We're gonna get some free drinks in you. Or you're gonna have to pay for some drinks, but you're gonna get some free drinks too. You're gonna get some free drinks from me. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna remember those that have fallen, those that will never be forgotten from Western New York, specifically all first responders and military members. We like to bring them both in, right? Brought in our umbrella. And it's also for charities, right? It's not just the KMR charity. It's for raising for food. What do you call them? Food shelters? Is it food shelters? Something. Food pantries. Food pantries for veterans. I mean, yeah, who doesn't want to get drunk and have a good time supporting fantastic charities? So don't forget, sign up August 19th. Can't wait to see you there. Be an individual, be a part of a team. Oh, thanks, Dellenfeld. Drinks for the boys. Yeah, we'll get them. Cheers to you. All right, on that note, see you next time, weirdos.